In today's session, we will see control structures. As we have seen this already, let me skip this slide. The first of the control structure is if statement, where if the syntax is given here, if condition, and as like we do in C programming, here also curly bracket, and if the condition is true, then all the statements present within the curly bracket will be executed, else part the statements present inside these curly brackets will be executed. If we have only one statement, then the curly bracket is not required. This is the syntax for if statement. Look at this example. Here, if a condition is checked, that is, the condition says a scalar is assigned, a scalar variable, scalar name is num1, where if that respective scalar value is greater than 5, then it is told to print it is greater than 5. Within double quotes, it is given, so that whatever the string given within double quotes will be printed as it is. And for clarity purpose, they are using bracket. It doesn't make a problem even if you give a bracket for a single statement. Else it is given that it is less than or equal to 5. It will be printed. Based on the value of num1, the respective print statement will be executed. And I have given you an exercise in the last class. Now you are going to consider that same exercise and you are going to go for your second program, where the second program is you are going to try a program that rolls 6 dice. In last exercise you are supposed to roll 5 dice. Here you are supposed to roll 6 dice, all with the values between 1 and 6. You are supposed to create values between 1 and 6 for all the 6 dice. So 6 values will be generated. Add up the result of the dice. So you are going to add all the 6 dice answer. If the total value is greater than 20, you are going to check the answer whether the answer is greater than 20. If it is greater than 20, then you are going to display a message there, the user wins the game. If the total is not greater than 20, then you are going to tell that the user has lost the game. This is what I repeat. You are going to roll 6 dice, create a random number for each die, and then sum up all those 6 dice value. If the sum value is greater than 20, the user wins. If the sum value is not greater than 20, then it tells the user is lost. Nested if and if else. See, you can have a if statement inside another if statement, which says in the similar manner as we do it in your C or C++. Here, if the condition is true, it is going inside. If true, then it is going and checking the next condition that is present inside the first if condition. If condition true, 2 is true, then the statements belonging here will be executed. If this respective condition fails, then it will come out. If this condition 1 fails, it will be directed to the else statement. Inside this else, you have another condition checking statement, if condition 3. If condition 3 is true, then the corresponding statement will be executed. If condition 3 is false, then the else statement will be executed. It is the normal way as you do it in your C or C++. Check out this example for your else if a condition is checked and if the value of A is greater than 0, then it is told to print that A is positive. If A value is equal to 0, then it is told that A is equal to 0. If not both the cases, then it is going to print A is negative. So here else if, ELSIF is a syntax for else statement. This is nested if and this is else if. Apart from if statement, you have unless statement. we'll see unless in the forthcoming slides. You have following types of loops: while loop, until loop, for each, do while, and nested loop. As usual, while loop, it repeats the statements or a group of statements for while a given condition is true. If the condition is true, then it keeps on executing the certain statements present inside the while again and again. Similarly, the until the condition becomes true, it will keep on executing those statements present inside the body of loop. And for loop, it executes the sequence of statements for multiple number of times, and in a single statement you could manage the overall loop activity. For each loop is using list values, where this is quite similar to for, where here you depend on list values. Do while, as we know already, it checks the condition at the exit of the loop and the statements will be executed at least once. Here also it tests for the condition. Based on the condition value, it keeps on executing the loop value. You can go for a nested loop, which means a while loop inside a while, until loop inside an until, a for inside a for, whatever it is. While loop, see, this is the syntax of while. While, you will be checking for a condition. If the condition is true, then the following statements present inside the curly bracket will be executed. See this example here. A variable value a is given as 10 and a while loop is included, where the while loop is going to check whether the value of a is less than 20. Yes, now it is 10. Yes, 10 is less than 20, so it is true. It gets into the curly bracket and it starts executing these two statements. It will be printing value of a, and value of a is incremented by 1 and the value of a will be updated as 11. So these statements will be keep on executing and it will be printing the value from 10 to 19. Until loop. So here until loop it is going to check whether the condition becomes true. Until the condition becomes true, it keeps on executing the respective statements present inside the curly bracket. Until a condition is given within the curly bracket, you have the set of statements. So check out this example. A variable, that is a scalar variable, is given with a value 5 and it is checked whether 5 is greater than 10. Condition is false. Since it is false, you cannot say that, you have to come out of the loop. Till it becomes true, you keep on executing the statements present inside this respective loop. So it is false, so it will go inside. The value of a is printed and the value of a is incremented by 1. So 5 plus 1, 6. So value of a is 5 is printed as the first output. And it goes again. 6 is greater than 10. No. So it again get inside the bracket and it proceed with value of a is 6 and a is incremented by 1 and a becomes 7. So these statements will go again and again and these condition will be always telling false as an answer. Once the condition becomes true, it stops executing. So that is what the until statement is all about. Next is the for loop. The for loop has the same syntax we see in C language. For, within your bracket, you are going to say initialize your variable. You are going to check for some condition. You are going to process your increment or decrement operation. Based on this respective statement, the following statements present inside the curly bracket will be executed. For $I is equal to 0, where I is assigned a value with 0 and I is checked whether the I value is less than 10 now. Yes, it is less than 10. So you will be getting inside and printing the value of I. So since I have given one slash, so $I will be printed as it is. This $I, it will be getting the value of I, and the value of I will be printed. So $I is equal to 0 in the first loop, and then next $I is equal to 1. Like that it proceeded till this respective condition becomes false. You can also go for your increment operation in such a way also. It is also right. It is not specified that you have to use only this increment decrement operator. You can go for this respective arithmetic operation also. And next is the for each loop. So for each is quite similar to your for. Here each and every variable of your list is taken into consideration. This is the syntax of for each. For each variable and the list and the following statement. Each member belonging to the list is assigned to the variable and the loop starts executing. So here, check out this example. I have created an array with the name list 2, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So my list has these many items present inside. I am trying to do some activity for each element present inside the list. So what is that activity? For each $A, so I am creating a scalar. For each scalar value belonging to the list, I am trying to print the value of A. So the value of A is $A. So it will be telling 2. And next time it goes. For each $A is the automatically auto incremented since it is a list. Next time it will the value of A colon 20 will be printed. Next the value of A colon 30 will be printed, and 40 and 50. So for each element of your list certain operation has to take place now. This is the way. This is quite very similar to your for loop. And then do while loop. So do while loop, this is the syntax. Do within curly bracket you have all your set of statements, and after the curly bracket you have the while the condition what you want to check. The condition has to be specified here. So this is the syntax of do while loop. So see this example. Do print the value of A, $A. $A is equal to $A plus 1. I'm checking while $A is less than 20 amp. So initially $A value is 10. So value of A is equal to 10 will be printed, and 10 will be incremented by 11, and 11 is less than 20. Yes. Then again the loop proceeds. Value of A is equal to 11. 11 plus 1, 12, and 12 is less than 20. Yeah? Yes. So it keeps on doing till this respective condition becomes false. You can go for nested loop, where this is a syntax of nested for loop, which means a for loop inside another for loop, and similarly you can go for any other nested loops. And then these are some of the controls that you could use inside the loops. As we use break, continue, go to, these statements we'll be using inside the loops. Like that, here we have last. This is as like a break in C++. So when you are using this respective control inside a loop, what happens is you can exit your innermost loop. When you're going for nested loops and all, when you try to go for giving a last inside the inner loop, then what happens is it will exit the innermost loop. Its activity is similar to break statement. The next control is next. So you could tell that it is mostly equivalent to continue statement in C++. It begins the next iteration of the innermost loop. So next is specified in any specific part of your loop. Then what happens is it will go to the starting of the loop, and it starts executing that respective loop from the beginning. And next is the redo.